Hello and welcome back to the Open Sorcery. It's Devi, and today we are going to be covering the Kings of the Tarot. So this is the last one in my series where we are talking about the last court card, which is, certainly not least, the Kings. So the Kings are the final stretch of an idea. This is the idea reaching maturity, a person reaching true maturity, male or female, but this does lean more masculine. So he is the structure which allows things to grow more freely, like a trellis or tomato cage. Doesn't prevent growth, just gives it the right space, management, and tools to succeed. Now, in the different ways, here we go. Now, the Cups. The King of Cups has the emotional depth to handle the more volatile emotions. While the Queen is the more nurturing aspect, he is alongside her, letting creative expression happen and encouraging it. He would be the one to buy the art supplies, pays attention to the little things that are needed. He is very, I would say, I don't want to say progressive, but he anticipates what is necessary and he is going to provide them. So he very much has that inner focus where he is motivated by those inner things, those inner emotions. And with those inner emotions being his motivating factor, he is looking to make sure your inner world is supported. You are wanting for nothing in that regard. If there is something your little heart is desiring, it is there. Now let's hop over to the outer focus with the Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles, he is father. He is the ultimate structure, and he is going to make sure that everything is provided. Home, food, comforts, all of it. He is an ever watchful eye, diligent in his doing. There is never a half-assed ask. He will make sure that you are protected and there is no interruption in the flow of money or supplies or anything of that nature. Not only is he going to be protective of what is there at present, protective but generous, mind you. But he is going to make sure that things are protected through the future. He future-proofs things. He's probably a prepper. I ain't gonna lie. He's probably a prepper. But the King of Pentacles is going to very much make sure that there is no interruption in the lifestyle. He is going to be that provider, be that generous benefactor. Because as much as he likes that saving, he loves that giving, that providing, that making sure that everything is taken care of. His focus is very much outer because he is looking at how he interacts with the world around him and what he can do to either manipulate it or make it benefit him in the long run. But it's very much working, inside. So, the next one is another outer focus, the Swords. So, while not emotionless, the King of Swords has a firm control on the emotional state. He is asking you to use your head instead of your heart. I'm sure you've heard this a million times when it comes to the King of Swords. Emotions can lie and they can twist facts. So you do have to look at things completely objectively. With him, especially. He implores you to look beyond it and see the truth with clarity of mind. The King of Swords, he is the kind of person that is going to sit there and probably read those clinical trials. He is somebody that is potentially a judge, a lawyer, somebody who is dealing in only fact. Well, should be. Let's be real. Humanity is what humanity is. But the ideal King of Swords, he is that kind of person. Maybe a fantastic scientist. Loves to see the data and all of the facts behind it. He can get a little stuck there. But the great thing about the King of Swords is while, yes, he is dealing in facts. Yes, he is dealing in, what is solid and true and real. emotions will always play a factor into that. They always will, because that is part of human perspective. He is not immune to that, and he does see that. But that, instead of being the ruling factor, intellect is more of the ruling factor. So don't think that he is going to be an emotionless robot, because that is not the case in the least. His focus is more outer clarity, making things clear on the outside. He becomes that truthful lens with which you can see the world, which is wonderful and very, very wise. Somebody that you would definitely want to hold counsel with, just to be able to pick their brain, see their perspective, and, try to dig deeper into the truths of this world. Now, last but not least is the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is the visionary, and he will never let go once he has started. He has an outcome in his mind, and he is taking the calculated steps towards the goal. So he's a little more calculated than impulsive. He is not a raging inferno. He is controlled like a laser. He knows what he wants. He is not about to just spread rapidly. Is he going to change the world to fit his design? Yes, he is. But he is not going to do it in an uncontrolled manner. His motivations are all inside himself, because he holds the vision. He holds the image. He holds the way the world is going to be from here on out. He is able to put the picture of his desires so clearly out there that others can see his vision, and it drives them to desire exactly what he desires. And so he is able to literally disperse this task amongst a bunch of people. He is able to delegate very, very well. And in that delegation, he is inspiring these people to take the task. So think of it like people are given the task of digging a hole. He is the why. He is the why behind it. He is the one that is driving their motivations. And because he is driving their motivations, he is completely in control here. He doesn't have to force his hand. He doesn't have to do anything of that nature. It is natural, because they see what he wants, and they want what he wants. And it makes it so easy. So, ever the avid delegator, he is not one to take on a monumental task solo, but drum up the loyalty of those around him to work together to get it done. All of his focus is inner. It is an inner focus, like I said, where we are taking that image that we dreamt up, and we are changing the world around us to fit it. Now, depending on the King of Wands, this can be a very gradual change, or it can be a very drastic one, but it is always controlled. Know that the King of Wands is going to be a very, very passionate speaker. Somebody who can easily sway people's hearts, which is why he is also a little scary. Because people will follow. So, I'm sure you can think of people that may have been more along the lines of those King of Wands, throughout history or throughout our lifetimes. And those are people that we definitely have to keep an eye on. Because sometimes their worldview is not necessarily something that we want to see in the world around us. But that is the Kings. The Kings definitely is not the least of the tarot, but that is the very last that I will be going on in terms of the minor arcana. So, this is Debbie with the Opener Sorcery, and you guys have a most wonderful day. See you later.